Hi, I'm Rachel, and this is my Author's Answer video for September 2025. The Author's Answer series was brought to AuthorTube by J.D. Archer. This is a series of reading and writing related questions that he started with his writing group on his writing blog, and then he moved a variety of those questions over to AuthorTube. And I'll leave a link to both his blog and his AuthorTube page down below. I have been asking and answering myself these questions for the past several years now, one per month in chronological order. And right now I am up to question number 102. And this question is asking whether you consider comics and graphic novels to be considered real literature. And I guess this is a pretty easy one for me personally, because I think yes, it's definitely real literature. And I don't necessarily see the reasons to get gatekeepy against it. I assume maybe a reason, especially for literary fiction readers, is that they want more props for reading something that's more complicated or nuanced, I suppose. But I don't know exactly where these props are supposed to be coming from exactly. But in general, I'm just a big believer in the fact that, stories are stories and that they're all valid. And that we've gotten stories through novels, through picture books, through movies, through all sorts of things with visual media or just audio media like radio shows and that sort of thing. And they all have something for, the reader or listener to experience. But sort of reader definitely makes most sense with a graphic novel, because you're still flipping pages and reading words and like looking at, the pictures, on the page. So yeah, it's reading. And, to speak with more specifics, I have a niece. I just took her to the National Book Festival. I have my last video about that. I'll link below. And graphic novels is basically her favorite type of reading. And there were graphic novels and novelists at the festival. So it's definitely, no matter anyone's personal opinion, I think broadly considered to be part of like the literature canon, as it were. And I think that, there's arguments to be made that some graphic novels are in fact quite serious and have important things to say. I've read a couple of political graphic novels. I don't usually read graphic novels, but the ones I do have talked about the Japanese internment camps or the situation in Iran after the revolution. And then, of course, there is arguably one of the most famous graphic novels that I haven't read yet, to my shame. Maybe I should read it. And actually, my mother just brought it up with me, and she's someone I would think would be like anti-graphic novel. So when she asked me, "Have you heard of the book Mouse?" And I said, "I have, but surely you're not talking about the graphic novel." But she was, in fact, and her book group is going to read it. Mouse is a award-winning graphic novel, or series of graphic novels, penned by Art Spiegelman. It's about his father's experience in the Holocaust in the concentration camps, where famously he depicts the Jews as mice and the Nazis as cats. So I think that a lot of people think that's a very, serious and worthy depiction of trying to, get to and understand an experience of the Holocaust. And yeah, maybe I should put that on my list, my dwindling list for end of the year reading goals, if I can fit it in. So that about covers it for me now. I'll leave Goodreads reviews to the graphic novels I mentioned that I have read, and also a link to my own AuthorTube playlist with all my other Author's Answer videos in it. You should expect me back on this channel to do my August reading wrap-up before we get too deep into September. I don't know if it'll be past the midway mark, but stay tuned for that. In the meantime, I hope you are enjoying everything you are reading, whether it's graphic novels or otherwise, or if you, write graphic novels, I'd love to hear about your process with that. So thanks so much for watching, everyone. Keep writing, and I'll see you next time.